Hello and welcome to our video presentation of our web-based learning system. We created a 7th grade math space and our topic is adding and subtracting integers. A little background story for me and my team, Sharon, myself, Scott, and Drew. Sharon is a math teacher, I am also a math teacher, and Drew is a high school history teacher. We kind of collaborated together and came up with the idea of doing a topic that kind of, incorporates our math people. I taught 7th grade math for a year and so did Sharon. This was a concept that we knew that a lot of kids struggled with, and we figured this would be a good way for them to learn and be able to go at their own pace and just refer back to different common things that they might trip up on. So that's kind of how we decided to get our topic. How the web-based learning system can support teaching and learning, and how the design ideas are associated with our needs assessment. So we have our standards here for each one of our different modules. They go through each one. They're located here at the top of each one. Each one, it supports us as teachers because I think a lot of us have different students that kind of go at different paces. And so some of them can fly through them if it clicks well. And there are other times where we can see where students are struggling and we can provide some intervention. And I think the way that we have this set up really sets us up as teachers for success and also for students for success. But each lesson here on the side, students would go through. Some of these are Khan Academy's videos that worked out pretty well. This is one for the intro to negative numbers. Other ones of these would go through and
$10 that I could use.
They would have negative numbers. That's not what I wanted. But some of them also go with ed puzzles, which I think are really cool too.
Hello, welcome to Moo Math, where we upload a new math video every day.
These are nice because they pause every once in a while and they ask questions. So this is a way that we can see where the students are at and we can do different forms of intervention there. So they can watch these videos and then they can go through here and do even more practice and then answer the question. So we encourage our students to write things down as they do that, but if everything's online, it's hard to know whether they're doing that or not. Each one of these mods have different Khan Academies to practice. So a lot of times when we do this, students are given 4 to 7 questions. So down here, this one would have 7 different questions. I just ask to see if they can get 70% or higher. So that would be at least a 5 out of 7 or at least a 3 out of 4 to show that they can move on. So this is a way that students can practice what they've learned. As you can see here, you can watch videos or use hints. So no matter what, there are so many different ways to give kids that instant feedback, which I think is crucial when it comes to online learning. And for us as teachers, it's kind of hard to do that in a different way. Normally we're right there being able to answer questions, but this is a way that they can hopefully problem solve on their own. They can watch a video, they can go through and hopefully kind of figure it out from there. And so they're able to still miss a question or two and still be able to complete it and show that they've practiced it. Another nice thing is they can practice that as much as they want. So no matter what, they can just go over and over and over again until they feel good about what they are doing. Each one of these also has an exit ticket. So I think this is just a Google form, have your email address, and it will have those different types of things before they move on. Each mod is kind of like that. I think that how the design ideas associate with the needs assessment, and adding and subtracting negative numbers is actually one of the most difficult things that I've taught as a teacher. I think it's really good to have something like this so that kids can refer back to it. So even if you move on for a week or two and you come back to negative numbers, try to get a refresher, this is something that kids can continuously go back and just rewatch and relearn. certain things or practice in different ways, which is crucial for this as well. Our process and our progress with this, I said we came up with this idea. We split things up pretty well. Drew, since he was not into the math field, he did a lot with setting up the system, or just organizing a lot of our documents together, and also he was able to do some of our website, and Sharon did a lot of our website as well. We came together and tried to problem solve as to what would be the most effective way to do this, and trying to find feedback with the ed puzzles, being able to assess things and ask questions right away on that and make it required seemed like the right thing. And then we just kept adding in different resources and different ways to assess from there. And we had, as far as our reflections, I'm very glad that we had a couple of different people do our reviews for us. This is a list of our reviews. We had a couple web design experts and a lot of content area experts, and then we have our two different students that went through there. Here's our list of questions. But at the end of the day, with our summary, there were suggestions of like a start here link. There were different things like posting we didn't initially have the standards on each one, so we were able to put the standards on there. And just different things of being able to address things like the integrity of our assessments that we can do, potential users they were going through, different things with sharing links, making things public, just a lot of things that were going on in our website that we didn't work out all the kinks with. So I'm glad that we were able to get all of our feedback from there. So again, this is standards again. Doing things with negative numbers. Another person said, could we do different engaging games and things like that? So here at the end, in our learning, our modules, if you look at the last one, we have a couple games here that this one's like a racing game, and this one's like, I think, another racing game too, but different ways that kids can be engaged and practice what they've learned. For the discussion board here, this is where kids can communicate with us if they have any questions in the virtual office. And then I put one topic here. We would maybe do a little more in the future, but describe a life event that we use negative numbers, just something that would apply to their life, and then having people comment on that. Learning materials, we had different reteach opportunities so that we could direct kids to here if they needed to. Here's another game. It's a card game that kids could play with their families at home or with other kids. Integer chips as a visual for these things. But just different things for them to supplemental materials pretty much. This is not necessarily required, but it would be a way if somebody's struggling, we could guide them to this page. Assignments and grades, this would be another place where obviously they could get their assignments and whatnot. And as far as the reflections, the functions, I think I talked about that. And our introduction. So my introduction video is right here for everything too, pre-assessment. It's pretty self-explanatory through all of these different modules as you go back through and do that. So yes, thank you for checking out our website, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.